Hi, my name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to The Last Podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I'm happy you found me. And if you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast. Today, I want to talk about our life story. I mean, we all have one, right? Today I was driving, and there's times I like to drive without music or without listening to a podcast, just to the beat of my own thoughts. That's how I am sometimes. And there is something about just driving without any interruptions or anything, just so I can think, so I can have clarity and gain through any thoughts that I might have at that time. Now, I believe that we're all extraordinary from the moment we take our first breath to the moment we take our last. We are designed to absorb, learn, and make a sense of the world around us. Like sponges, we soak up everything, all of our experiences, our interactions, and even feedback, right, from everybody else. Our amazing brains get to work creating like a framework, so to speak, to help us navigate life. At its core, this framework has one purpose, and that's to keep us safe. Now, as children, this mental blueprint is shaped by behaviors, beliefs of everything around us, whether it's from our parents, caretakers, culturally, eventually the media and school systems, and even friends. From these influences, we start forming beliefs around how the world works and how we are in that world. And even our own beliefs become the foundation of our own identity. The way we see the world isn't based on objectivity or reality. It's filtered through our unique lens of perception. And I think with that perception, it helps shapes our lives, our identity, and our very foundation. So that lens pretty much, I guess, determines our life's events, what we believe they might mean to us, right? And ultimately, that story tells a different story. It formulates throughout time about who we are and what we're capable of. So by the time we reach adulthood, this story is fully developed. It becomes a narrative we lean on to make sense of everything, our triumphs, our struggles, and our place in this grand scheme of things. This story guides us. It guides how we respond to life, how we handle challenges, and whether we thrive or simply survive. But here's the cool thing about this. Our brain loves being right. And I'm quite sure you know a lot of people like that. It's weird to find evidence. I mean, I think we're all, at some point, I think all of us wants to be right most of the time. But there is evidence that shakes that up, that idea that we might have that should be right or we believe is right. There's evidence that comes along and shakes that up. What do we do in that instance? We have some sort of evidence that will probably confirm what you already believe or don't believe and misbelieve or what have you. But think about this. If we like being right and our brain is wired to find evidence that confirms that we already believe what we already believe to be right, even in those beliefs, even if they're no longer serving us, it's still wired to tell us it does serve us. So if your story says I'm not good enough or life is always a struggle, your brain will find proof of that very fact and say this is true. And just like that, your story continues until you decide to change it. And believe it or not, you do have a choice. And the beautiful truth of that is the choice is yours to make. You don't have to stay stuck in the same patterns or beliefs. You can challenge your own beliefs and life story and rewrite it and create a new narrative that empowers you to live the life you truly desire. Now, I believe this with all my heart. And I once heard Jim Rohn say, if you want to change something in your life, you could take any 2 years and you can transform your life. And why is that? Because we have the innate ability to do just that. We can pick up and move to a new city. We can pick up and move to a new country or a different country. Not new, but different, right? The same thing we can do with our life story. We can change it. We have the power. We have the power to tap into that power in our mind. And we can shine light on our personal narrative and debunk what's not right and debunk what is not true. We can question whatever it is that it might be limiting beliefs. We can question all those and debunk those beliefs. So as we look at our past and we look at our present and you look at everything and including your entire perspective on life, pretty much you want to decide, what is it that I really want? What is it I can live with? What is it I can't live without? What things in my life do I want to change, need to change, or should change? When I started this podcast, it was all about just talking about me. It was just talking about my situation. But over the year, I wanted it to evolve. So some of the things that I've learned, I wanted to share with some of the people or my listeners. Because I believe it's powerful things that we can do, like our own life story. We can change it. It doesn't have to be the status quo all the time. We have the ability to change anything we want in our lives. I believe that. We can take action to live in alignment with the life we're fully meant to live. So I think by rewriting our own life story and taking time to do so, we can reflect on our highest truths, our absolute core beliefs, what it is that we believe, our mission statement, and so on. I'm not here to tell you that you have to change, or I'm not here to tell you to do anything in that matter. I'm just trying to give you an idea that if there is something in your life that you're unhappy with, then you might want to take a look at the entire story. And it will take time. It's not something you can do overnight, but it will take time, and it's worth every moment, every minute you spend unraveling everything that you believe, everything that you've thought, everything that you know to be true. And if it's not serving you, get rid of it. Because I believe that we all have, if there's anything that we want to become or that person that we need to be, I think it's already in us. I believe that we have the ability to change, and everything that we want to do, everything that we want to change, that core, that seed is already here. It's already in you. Your unique abilities, your experiences, your circumstances, they're all perfectly designed for your journey. Not anyone else's, but for your journey. So all the heartbreaks, all the setbacks, they're there for you to refine you, to help you grow, to help you become stronger. They're all there for you. So when you are supposed to be the person you were meant to be, you're able to handle all the things that will come your way through the rest of your life. I want you to think about something. Think about an acorn. It might feel small and insignificant next to a massive coconut, right? But the acorn doesn't need the coconut size or its tropical qualities. If the acorn tried to become a coconut, it would fail. It's not meant to survive in sandy soil or scorching heat, but planted in its own environment, the acorn grows into a magnificent oak tree, just as it was meant to be. Like the acorn, you already have everything you need within you. You don't need to be any other person or any other thing. Everything that you need to fulfill your purpose is already in you. Now, when it comes to the skills, when it comes to all of that, Yeah, you might need to learn some new skills, but your basis for change is already in you. That seed has already been planted. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is simple. Rewrite your story to reflect the truth that you want, to reflect the truth that you desire. You can't just change your past, but you can change the way you look at it. You could change its meaning. You already have all the tools you need to live your destiny. Now it's time to activate them and step into the fullness, the truest version of who you became to be, who you are meant to be. Listen, this is a little food for thought because I believe this with all my heart. But if you want help trying to unravel everything, make sense of everything, you can reach out to me or reach out to someone who can guide you. Now, there are special tools that we have that can help you do this. If you want, I can give those tools to you absolutely free. All you have to do is just contact me at the last podcast 443@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to send you these tools for free. Hey, listen, my name is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast. I hope you have a fantastic day. And while you're listening to this, do me a favor. Like this podcast and subscribe, because the content is only going to get better and better. The entertainment is only going to get better and better. Do me a favor, subscribe right now. Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to be here Poetry Friday. I'll have some new work for you. I have some new stuff for you. And I'll also have a person here who will share her work with you. Thanks again for listening to the last podcast. Have a wonderful day. And by the way, if you're a poet or you like to sing, if you want me to play all that on the show so the listeners can hear your talent, do me a favor, hit me up at the last podcast 443@gmail.com, and I'll do it all for free. I'm not asking for money. I believe that this is an opportunity for us to continue to grow as human beings. That's it. I thank you again for listening. Subscribe and like. Be blessed. Have a great day. Bye-bye.